Hi, my name is Alosha Linov. I have turned my home from a consumer of water into a producer of water. I'm getting 7 uses from one water source. Harvesting my own water in the ground and in all the water storage containers. I'm filtering it with my biochar filtration. I've plumbed it into the house so all the faucets can use that filtered water that's actually backed up by my pool. So I'm using my pool as a reservoir. And thereafter the water goes to a constructed wetland such as this, which treats my bath and shower and toilet waste into pristine, clean water that is used for garden irrigation and flushing of loos. Whilst we're here, this is one of my pool wetlands. It is beautiful. I've got frogs, I've got butterflies, I've even got some edible plants growing in this pool wetland. The water travels all the way around and dumps back into the pool. This wetland allowed me to go from a chlorine pool and turn it into an eco pond, which now I'm actually drinking my pool water in the midst of Johannesburg, one of the dirtiest cities. We are so blessed. We've got an abundance of water and I have to share this with you. Here's another wetland that also assists in treatment of my pool water. We've just recently did some installations, so the water is still a bit green, but it will settle and it's super clean. I can even drink it. There's not many people that can say they can drink their pool water. Could you drink some of your pool water? I can. I have 120,000 liters of water that I can drink. Look, we do treat it with a biochar filter, and my pool water through a biochar filter is 200 times better than your tap water. Let me show you the biochar filter. This piping cleans city rain or an eco pool into natural, pristine spring water at a rate of 300 liters per day. This was one weekend, 4 people, and we whipped it up. Gravel, sand, biochar, clean water. The 16,000 liter tank is plumbed to the biochar filter, and the biochar filter is plumbed to the pump. And here is a pump that takes in the biochar filtered water and pressurizes it to all the taps. Here's a municipal disconnect. I'm able to turn off the government water and switch on my own pump. And here's my kitchen grease trap. It's able to take out the pieces from the kitchen sink and send clean water passively irrigating my garden. Here is another really awesome feature. I've got this massive 200 square meter pavement, and these 4 pipes, 110 mil, allow me to take this water to various parts of the garden. One of them fills up an aquaponics pond, one of them blasts out the wetland, one of them recharges the ground aquifers, which nobody's doing. People are just sucking up from the aquifers, which is a limited resource. It takes millions of years to restore. And all those folk in Cape Town that are tapping in boreholes, they do not know what's coming for them in the next 20 years. It's all going to dry up. It's not a solution. Solution is to harvest what comes down from the sky, filter it, use it, reuse it, reuse it, reuse it, and then reuse it again. So we do not let any wastewater go into our municipalities because they're actually not dealing with it. They're sending it up to our rivers. 8 billion liters of sewage is traveling into our rivers every single day. This is how we should be managing water, really on our properties, dealing with it as it comes, because it is very much manageable on an individual scale. When it's 10 million homes with a big pipe, God knows where, our governments cannot deal with it. Things break, things are rotten, the pipes are made of steel, they're all eroding. It's just not working. We should be managing the water on our properties, and that is what our Creator intended for us to do from the beginning of time. So here are 3 types of wetlands: a brick one, a sandbag one, and the one that uses a flow bin that's sunken in. I've diverted all of my bath, shower and sink water away from the sewage. I split it right here. I have directed it to a constructed wetland. This wetland treats all of my washing machine, which overflows to the main wetland, and then the main wetland overflows to a sump, which is a tank positioned lower than this, where a pump sits with a float switch. And as soon as the drum fills up, the float switch kicks in, tells the pump that it's full, and it pushes the water with sprinklers all over the garden and fills up that little silver tank right on top. And that silver tank is used to flush my toilet. Therefore, I flush my toilet and irrigate my entire organic vegetable garden with the same water that I have bathed in just yesterday. So that's how I'm looping the water over and over. let me show you what happens with sewage. All right, so here's my biogas digester that treats all my sewage. Let's test it out. Hope it don't go on fire. Look at that. It's the first time I'm seeing gas from my poo. That's just amazing. Look at that. This is working. I've got gas from my poo. Yes! And whilst we are by my biogas digester, here's the sewage pipe that's coming in. Digester is right here. And here's the start of a 14-meter long wetland that actually treats all of the sewage water from the biogas digester and turns the sewage waste into squeaky clean water that can be used for garden irrigation and back for flushing of loos. So the water is looped over and over again in the cycle within the garden. I will even show you how to construct this super cool earthwork which allows the water to travel through the spiral going all the way to the center. The earthwork is going to be filled with special medium which will allow the water to travel, and by the time we're finished the garden is going to look like all the same. You're not going to know even that there is anything happening here, but the magic of earthworks is going to allow all the water to drop in into the spiral, travel to the center, and the food forest garden that's going to grow here just going to explode. These are very clever permaculture earthworks, and we utilize and maximize the surface area by creating a spiral versus just a contour-line berm. So here's a really lovely sandbag water tank sitting at 16,000 liters, and it was a fraction of the price of a conventional plastic tank. And because of the mass walls and the thickness of the walls, this tank is actually keeping my water nice and cool, and it blends into the environment really well. I smacked it right against a flat brick wall. So this tank actually blends into the environment, and I've created lovely benches that I can enjoy an afternoon cup of tea. And I've got a planting bed right here which is going to grow loads of flowers. This is how we can integrate water storage beautifully into our home as well as our garden. Here just behind me is a ferro cement dome, and underneath the dome is 40,000 liter underground water tank that can be placed underneath your pavement, under your cars, or in my case, I'm actually building an entire home over it. We're gonna backfill it. There is a manhole that we can get in and out to maintain the pump and maintain the inside of the tank. We're gonna be backfilling it with a straight floor, and you're not even gonna know anything is there. 40,000 liters under your feet, underneath your cars, or even under your home. How cool is that? That's very clever utilization of space, especially for us folk in the cities that land is expensive and there is no space. Where do you put a 40,000 liter tank in the city? You smack it right underground. That's the way to do it. So here's a ferro cement water tank at 1/3 of the price of a conventional plastic tank, and it can store 10-15,000 liters at 1/3 of the price in a plastic one, with labor and all of the materials. And it also keeps the water cool, and it has a floor that slants in that you can blast out all the muck, whilst the outlet is slightly higher than the blast out valve. So you do not need to go on your knees with sponges and soaps cleaning up your tank. You can just blast it out. It's built professionally. No plastic tank in the world has this capability. This is the way we should be building our living environments. Well, for the last 9 years, I have been traveling the world and attending live workshops with some of the top ecological experts of our planet. I have got my permaculture design certificate from one of the best teachers in the world, Jeff Lawton. I've traveled to Garbage Warrior, aka Mike Reynolds, in Taos, New Mexico, and have done a workshop on how to build constructed wetlands. With John Todd, I've studied the practicalities of ecosystems and wetlands. With Josh Kearns and Aqua Solutions, I've learned how to build biochar slow sand filters that are robust and powerful. We have run multiple workshops at this experimental secret garden, and together with our students, we've constructed biochar filters, constructed wetlands, and other simple, low-tech for the abundance of water experience. A lot of our students had fantastic reviews. Even newspapers and magazines have recognized my effort in sharing
self-sustainability to our people.
In our abundance of water training, I will teach you these as well as other ecosystems that are going to assist you to get your home completely off the water grid
By utilizing
organized, detailed video tutorials organized according to projects and lessons, so you can view it in the comfort of your home for the next 10 years. And best of all, we'll also include 10 bonuses that you can see on the page below. I'm not going to waste your time with all the bonuses, but the bonuses alone are going to make you thrive in creating your new eco-conscious lifestyle. Join me in our full Abundance of Water Masterclass, or a miniature version, just the wetlands, which will cover the pool, grey water, black water, and kitchen grease trap, all in a wetlands masterclass for a fraction of the price. Join me so we can turn your home into a producer of living water versus a consumer of water that's heavily reliant on government, which is actually at the moment cannot provide you with water. You must remember that should shit hit the fan and any more climate changes, we are stuffed. They're turning off the big tap, and then when you switch on your tap in the kitchen or anywhere, sorry buddy, there's nothing gonna come out. Take water self-sufficiency into your own hands and stop reliant on authorities to provide you with toxic, chlorinated, fluoridated crap. Join me on our Abundance of Water Masterclass. Scroll below and hit that orange button and invest into your water, and I look forward to be seeing you on the inside. Namaste.